From headbands to wristbands to even the length of your socks, the NBA has some strict rules in place to maintain a fair and safe playing environment. So whether you're a die-hard basketball enthusiast or just a casual fan, stick around as we explore the world of NBA fashion do's and don'ts. But first, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update from us. Let's get started and explore some of the most unexpected and intriguing band accessories in the NBA. Let's start with those stylish ninja headbands that players like to wear. These headbands quickly gained popularity and became fan favorites. However, the NBA had concerns about their size and length, with some teams and executives even calling them a safety hazard and unprofessional. So, to maintain a safe and consistent playing environment, the league decided to ban these headbands. But that's not all. The NBA also wanted players to wear official headbands with the league's logo. If a player decided to wear a different style, they'd face fines. Frustrated with this strict dress code, some players rebelled by wearing their headbands upside down, like Rajon Rondo did in 2007. It was a way for them to express their displeasure with the NBA's rules, especially in front of millions of fans during the NBA Finals. The league eventually stepped in during the 2010 season and told Rondo to stop disrespecting their logo, leading him to ditch headbands altogether. Moving on to another banned accessory, face masks. Many players have worn them for protection, but it was Kobe Bryant who brought the iconic black face mask to the NBA in the 2012 All-Star Game. He wore it after sustaining a fractured nose and a concussion. LeBron James later took this trend to a new level by wearing an all-black carbon fiber mask, matching the Miami Heat's uniform. It looked awesome, but the NBA decided it was time to step in. They didn't exactly ban the black masks, but they did ask players who wore them to switch to clear ones. The league felt that the black masks provided an unfair advantage, so the era of superhero-style black masks in the NBA came to an end. Now, you might be wondering why the NBA didn't outright ban those black face masks. Well, it's not an official rule, but there were some valid concerns. For starters, it gave defenders an advantage because it made it harder to see the player's eyes, making it a bit tricky to read their moves. Plus, referees couldn't easily gauge players' facial expressions, which is important for understanding emotions on the court. Since it's not technically a rule, some players like Joel Embiid are still allowed to rock the black face masks, like he did last season. So, it's not a total ban, but the NBA did encourage players to switch to clear face masks. However, black face masks aren't the only things that have caught the NBA's attention. They've also banned two of the most prominent brands in the world. What's that all about? It all started in 2017 when the popular fashion brand Supreme was taking the world by storm. It ventured into the NBA, making its debut on Wizards player Kelly Oubre Jr. He wanted to make a bold statement, so he strolled onto the court wearing a bright red Supreme leg sleeve on his right leg. However, this fashion statement didn't last long. At halftime, he was told to take it off. Why, you ask? Well, the NBA has a rule against players endorsing other brands on the court. They didn't want to give these brands free exposure to millions of viewers. The league wants its logo front and center. Kelly Oubre Jr. commented that it was just something wavy, although Commissioner Adam Silver might not be up on the latest slang. Kelly wasn't the only one who ran into trouble with Supreme gear. J.R. Smith made a bolder move by wearing a black Supreme sleeve on his left arm. The NBA initially turned a blind eye, but when he wore it again, they gave him a stern warning. Any further violations would result in fines. This situation got so heated that LeBron James, J.R. Smith's teammate, took to Instagram to express his dissatisfaction with how the NBA was handling the matter. It was clear that nobody was thrilled with the situation, especially J.R. Smith, who decided to make a rather permanent statement. He got a Supreme tattoo on his right leg. The NBA was not pleased and threatened fines every time he didn't cover it up. It was a bold move, to say the least. Now, let's talk about Yeezys, the iconic shoes from Kanye West's brand, Yeezy. In 2018, Yeezys were everywhere, and naturally, they made their way into the NBA. Players and fans were excited, but the NBA, not so much. The league had some reservations about Yeezys finding their place on the court. So, it's clear that when it comes to branding and fashion in the NBA, the league has strict rules to maintain its image and identity. Brands like Supreme and Yeezy may have conquered the fashion world, but they had a harder time making their mark on the basketball court. In 2018, the NBA decided to loosen up its sneaker policy, allowing players to wear sneakers of any color. This change was a breath of fresh air for players who wanted to express themselves through their footwear. However, during this wave of freedom, there was one exception: the Yeezy basketball shoes. These sneakers boasted a reflective heel that made them incredibly bright and eye-catching. While this might sound like a good thing for the sneakerheads, the NBA had concerns. They worry that these radiant shoes could be not only a distraction to the players on the court, but also to the fans in the stands. Consequently, Yeezy basketball shoes were banned from NBA courts even before they had a chance to make their official debut. But that's not the only intriguing aspect of NBA players' fashion choices. If you've ever noticed the extravagant jewelry NBA players wear, you're not alone. Chains, rings, and bling worth a small fortune often adorn these athletes. While they are free to flaunt their jewelry before the game, there's a rule that says not during the game. But why? Well, let's go back to the 1980s when the NBA first recognized a significant safety hazard. Players wearing chains during the game posed a real risk. Imagine one of those heavy gold chains getting yanked during an intense jump ball or a steal attempt. Ouch! Legendary players like Michael Jordan, Daryl Dawkins, and Dr. J might have made wearing chains popular, but the league was more concerned about player safety. Hence, the NBA put its foot down, banning chains during gameplay. Nevertheless, players still find ways to showcase their opulent taste by wearing their chains and bling during events like the dunk contest or pre-game warm-ups. This gives fans a sneak peek into the luxurious lifestyle of an NBA player. Now, let's rewind the clock to 2005 when David Stern, the then NBA commissioner, made a sweeping change. He introduced the NBA's very first dress code, and it was met with mixed reactions. Stern wasn't a fan of the baggy jeans, oversized t-shirts, and the array of bling that players like Allen Iverson, Carmelo Anthony, and Paul Pierce donned before games. He believed that the NBA needed to adopt a more professional image and project a certain level of decorum. So, he mandated that every NBA player had to wear business casual attire when arriving at games, and when some players didn't adhere to this new rule, they faced hefty fines. Stern even issued a stern warning, suggesting that players who had an issue with the dress code should think long and hard about their future in the league. In conclusion, the NBA is not just a league of extraordinary athletes competing on the court. It's a stage where fashion and personal expression are as much a part of the game as the slam dunks and three-pointers. In the dynamic world of the NBA, rules and regulations intersect with individual expression, leading to an ever-evolving environment. The league continues to balance the need for personal expression with the maintenance of professionalism and safety on and off the court. So, whether it's the sneakers, the bling, or the dress code, the NBA keeps us on our toes, always wondering what will happen next. This is just one of the many aspects that make the NBA not only a showcase of incredible basketball talent, but also a fascinating stage for personal style and expression. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out our other content for more fascinating insights into the world of sports. Thanks for watching.